This is a floater in the toilet in Trinidad and Tobago. It's not going away, it's just continuing to just stay in our face. Sewage for life. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the vlog. And for everyone who is new here, welcome to the community. I'm getting ready to head into the office. I feel like this is a moment that should be celebrated. Being alive in the land of the living, to have seen the majority of 2025, a lot of people didn't do that. I am in a grateful mood. So I am going to go into the office. I have a pretty chill week. As y'all can see, I am missing a nail, so I have a nail appointment tomorrow, so I am very eager about that. I am gonna just be wearing, isn't this cute? These, like, I don't know, blocks, misaligned blocks, earrings to go with this fit with these black jeans. I'll show y'all the fit, but anyway, that's the plan. So major thing, Standards has announced a 40 to 75% sale, and I got myself a couch set. Well, not a couch set, I got myself a couch that splits into two. The deal was amazing. I got 40% off. I couldn't pass that up. Yeah, couldn't pass that up. So I'm gonna show you guys, it created the perfect comfy cozy nook that I was looking for and have been stalling getting the chairs for, because I couldn't find the perfect chairs. And then when I saw it in Standards, I was like, this might be the actual jam. So I got it. By the time you all see this vlog, the sale will be done and Standards would have announced already that they are closing. I grew up having Standards as a furniture store in Trinidad, so wow. And then when I think about all the jobs that would be lost, that's crazy. So I want to go back today. Do I need anything? No, but I want to take advantage of the sale for the things that I would like to have. So I would have gone to the branch in Mount Hope, and now I'm going to go to the branch in Grand Bazaar today to check out and see what they have. But first, I'm going to head into the office. Then just so you know, I think it's going to be like a really chill week. You know that trending kind of short that's going around now, where people getting their money, they're making sure and get their money's worth, get their rent's worth by staying home and enjoying their space. I'm going to get my mortgage worth this month to close off the month. I am going to get, because I believe that your space should be your most comfortable place ever, because you spend most of your time in it, at least for me. Okay, so let me show you guys the outfit, and I'm probably going to give you a quick peek of the furniture that I bought. Okay. Right, so this is the fit. I'm wearing the earrings, my little black ring. I promise you guys, I ironed the shirt, these black jeans, these black heels. So yeah. Hello. I think it's pretty cute. Okay, so let's go down and see furniture pieces. I'm so happy. I am so happy that I got it. Okay, let's look. So there it is. That's the one, and that's the other one right across there. They are so cute in this little nook. Like, I was on this one last night and you know, just chilling with music and stuff. Had that light down, and it's so cute. So I have to get a TV for right here, so I'm probably gonna go back and look for a TV. If I could get like a 75-inch TV, that would be perfect, and it would just like complete the little, you know, the nook and the space and the vibes. I like it. I'll do a proper video. It did come though with like a couple little stains, like you see in it, like there and there on camera, but in real life you don't see a thing. You don't see a thing, so it's just picking up like on camera, but it is so cute. Yeah, so that's the chairs, and it's gonna be like a whole vibe in the vibes. Okay, let's head to walk. Also wanted to show you guys my fake cupcakes and my fake donut. I think it's so cute. My fake cupcake and donut. I had like a fake gingerbread, but it fell and it broke, so I don't know. I just feel like having these things out all the time will just get you in the mood to be like cooking and baking and stuff. Love it. Seriously, let's go. Which product? Yeah. Total. Great. Listen, you see this coffee that I'm having? This is such an integral part of my day-to-day functioning. Like, to be able to just keep up with the demands and the stress. I have a coffee once a day, and I just look forward to this because it's like my breakfast. I was speaking to one of my friends, and he was telling me that he has a co-worker whose coffee addiction is so bad, guys, so bad, that when he perspires, it smells of caffeine. What? I'm like, yo, I'm keeping myself. I have been mindful to keep myself to 1 cup a day, and this is my cup. No more than 1 cup a day, preferably just like 3 or 4 days a week, because I am absolutely mortified by the idea of the fabled coffee breath. God. No, so it's gonna be 1 cup a day, so I look forward to this. Anyway, it is 11:57. At 12 is lunch. I'm gonna go grab a salad. It does not matter what that cafeteria is serving today. I am going to have a salad, unless they have stew chicken, because I would whine for stew chicken. I really hope they don't have stew chicken. They might do. Anyway, but I have to have a salad because I need to get his water weight down, because I think I might have something next week that might require me to be snatched. So for the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna read out some emails, then head and get that salad, and I probably might use the rest of my lunch break to go check out standards again real quickly. Yeah, okay. Stupid! Paid for parking in front of the building, and guess who got parking in front of the building? All right, let me run in there real quick, and I'm not going to get distracted with going outside of my list. I want to look for pots, and pots alone it shall be. This is definitely a closing down situation because here is empty. Upstairs, nothing. It's so sad in here. Like the vibe is so quiet, everything is gone. So sad in here. Wow. How much is this? Like $75. Might be a vibe. Any chance you could give me feedback on what's going on and how long? How long this will be? How long that is too. I went to ask if he could pay, and he said no, you had to wait for approval. From who? The person is here? Do I follow her?
Yeah.
Is she coming back?
Yeah. But she just has to go under the invoice done on free, so you see the items and all.
So I follow her or stay here?
Yeah. No, the items up.
I don't know.
You don't have the items anymore. Or they moved it.
It was here.
It was there.
They want to invoice it, right? On the items.
Thank you.
When he done things, you get go ahead.
Okay. You have a bag for those? It's like pulling teeth. Oh my god. Hey y'all. So I am back home, obviously, right? It's probably like what, I don't know, 7. Anyway, so the last y'all saw me, I would have been at my most irritated state, trying to get some basic shopping done in Standards, which I did. So I'm gonna show y'all the haul. But why, can y'all tell me why in Trinidad is the customer service in the toilet like it's a floater at this point? I cannot believe the experience I had. So I went to the branch in the north in Mount Hope yesterday. So this wasn't 100%, to be honest. The young lady I was dealing with, I had to ask her, "Are you okay?" And then after a while, she kind of, realized that whatever she was going through was written all over her face, and she adjusted and friendly, and we bantered and so on. But the service in Grand Bazaar, first of all, there was basically nothing left in the store. So they are doing their restructuring or closing down, whatever, who knows. But there was nothing left in the store, so basically the staff didn't really have that much to do. So they kind of milling around. It wasn't busy. I went in, I saw like about 2 or 3 things that I wanted, and I was advised to go by a young lady to have my stuff, I guess, billed for me to then take it to the cashier. The internet not working. So I was standing there for like about 20 minutes. Mind you, the only reason I know the internet wasn't working is not because she was telling me and keeping me informed about what was going on. It's because it was almost as if I was not there. She ignored me and she was complaining because she was obviously frustrated to her colleagues next to her about what is going on, but not updating me and letting me know, hey, I have to restart the system and this and that or whatever. She is almost as if I'm not standing there for 20 minutes. Wild. I then asked her a couple of times, hey, can you give me an update on what's going on? Could you let me know, what's happening? And that's when she would volunteer information. She is clearly frustrated, not at me, but just frustrated at whatever they have to go through. Then she tells me that she has to go, whatever process they have to get it approved by someone, and she's waiting for the approval. I said, how long is this approval going to take? I don't know. I'm like, what's the plan B? Can you call them? Can you find out something? She's like, no, they don't answer the phone. However, the manager is over there. You go and talk to him. I told him you were waiting for 20 minutes, and he just said, you gotta wait for the approval. So I went up to the manager. I can't remember what name she said he was. So went, hi, you're so-and-so? He says, yes. I said, I am currently waiting for an approval to go through for the purchase I want to make. And I've been here for 20 minutes just waiting. I have no idea what is happening. Could you please do something to speed up this process? You know what's the first question he asked me? What's the value of the purchase? So what does that have to do? In my mind, there's a reason why you'd ask me this. In my mind, I'm also thinking, because I just told her to sign up for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you follow up with that question. I'm also thinking, you think there should be a connection between, I don't want to assume, but that's the way it went down. I said, I don't even know the total because we haven't even reached that far. I don't know what's going on. It's probably about 2 something. Let's not forget that the day before I spent close to $5,000 in the other store. But he don't need to know that, right? Whether it's 2 something, $5,000, it doesn't matter. Customer service. He then says, what's your name? That's the first thing you should have asked me, my name, so that you can go through your system and see where I am in the approval process. Why would you ask me the first thing is what's the value of my purchase? He finds my purchase or my soon-to-be purchase via my name, not the value. And he's like, yeah, it's approved. I'm like, it's approved? As in when I go across there, she's going to see the approval. Yeah, it's already approved. I said, okay, no problem. Going back to the young lady. I was like, what's up? She was like, well, I'm still waiting for the approval. I was like, he just told me it was approved. She was like, he just told you that, well, I'm not seeing it here. So waiting for the approval. I'm like, at this point, livid, because she says, well, go to the cashier if he says you're approved. I'm like, no. And I started to raise my voice. At this point, you're not doing me this. I'm not going to be walking up and down doing your job. She's like, no, if he said it's approved, there's nothing that she will do or say or see on the system. Say it is not so. Okay, went. I handed the young lady the slip who's behind the cash register. And the slip moves. So I'm assuming her hand moved it. Probably about a minute after, she taps and she says, hi, can I help you with something? Cash or something? I was like, yeah, what's written on the slip? You didn't give me a slip. Mike, I just gave you the slip. Okay, well, maybe you can check to see if it maybe fell somewhere. She's looking around. So if I put the slip here, the slip end up on the other side. Almost like a hand moved it and put it on the other side. Like, I don't know, she's not focusing. But she moved it because it was on a pile on top. Cash me out, then going back to the young lady to get the item. She just walks off. And her colleagues were there, who was there. I was like, what's the next step? Do I follow her? Do I wait here? He's like, where are your items? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, the movie items? I'm like, I don't know. It's not here. He's like, well, follow her. I go on to follow her. She's doing something by another young lady, and then I said, so what's the update? What's happening now? She said she has to wait for the same manager to create some kind of invoice or something, right? But this is like a 4th step. I'm like, okay. So this is me tapping my nails on the counter loud. At this point, I don't care, because I'm like, this is a floater in the toilet in Trinidad and Tobago. It's not going away. It's just continuing to just stay in our face. Sewage for life. The manager is taking his cool time. You could tell there's no sense of urgency. There's no care. He kind of looked at me and realized, okay, he's dealing with the person. But that's what I felt like. He glanced at me like, okay, that's the woman who's irritated. And he was taking his cool time. He sauntered over to hand it back to her. Then I noticed these things aren't bagged as yet. I'm like, am I going to get a bag with this? She's like, you want a bag? I'm like, that'd be nice. So she goes to go and locate a bag. I'm like, y'all could visibly see that I'm irritated. All these things should be happening behind the scenes and quickly. Like, y'all have nobody in the store. She comes back, she put herself in the bag. She is frustrated, even more frustrated at this point because so much things was just going wrong. She's complaining. She's still complaining about the, you know, the kind of like the lack of the urgency and the whatever, right? She have her own frustrations. And then after it has bagged and the manager walks over to give me the receipt, she tells me that I have to go to the other entrance. So they're the back entrance where I am, and then I'm parked at the front entrance. Walk over to the security for them to sign off. I look at its 2 security guards. Again, nobody's there. They are at that entrance, right? But there's nobody in the store. They're chilling on their phone. And she's like, well, you had to go across there for them to sign. I told her, I said, that's an absolute hell no. For me to go across there and then get irritated, walk across there to walk across to the other entrance and be irritated because the 2 security guards who are on their phone also have no urgency, and I probably have to wait 100 years for a stamp. I walked straight out that store and she didn't stop me because she knew at this point it was ridiculous. I mean, you're doing your restructuring, you're closing down, whatever, but come on, get it together, man. Get it together. If they weren't closing down, restructuring, whatever they're doing, I would have said standard, count your days. I mean, they could care less about it. Anyway, let's look at what I got, right? Right. So, they didn't have much stuff. I know I did say I was going for pots. They had not a pot there remaining. So, I picked up this vacuum kettle. I replaced my kettle because I love my subscribers and my watchers. Someone said, oh, your house so well put together, and then comes the kettle. Like it looked like it hand down from your grandmother, your great grandmother. Replace that bad boy quick one time. So here is this, and I think it's very cute, and it ties in all of the materials in my home. The wood, the black, and the chrome. So I'm gonna be enjoying this. This was, I got this for $100. I think it was like $3.95 or something before, and then they gave it to me for $100. And then taking it out of the bag, I should have to go and look it. My word. I also got like a pitcher. I want is a vacuum jug flask. Capacity is 1 liter, push button storage, great for camping and picnics, anti-spillage, lockable lid, easy to keep clean. Didn't read none of that. All I knew is it looked really cute. Will I keep my water cold? I hope so, because this is going to go in the fridge to replace my glass mug. And the glass mug will really be for when I do my juicing and stuff, because I'm going to be on that vibes. The fresh fruit vibes. So yeah, so this is this. How does this work? I guess that's locked. Yeah, so again, this goes, look at the paint, lots of wood. So we're dealing with the wood. And then finally, I got this Satco bulb because it's a smart bulb. So I can change the color from like warm to cool light. Sometimes I want just that aesthetic warm feelings when I'm cooking, and then sometimes I really do need the bright light. So I'm going to change my overhead light to this bulb. You have to download the Starfish app, blah 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 blah. So that's it. That's the vibe. So everything. Oh, the bulb before the sale was $200. Now this bad boy is $100. I did not even have them check this, and because the security didn't stamp it, I bet you I can't go there again back. Wait a minute. All my bulbs are Satco. I never realized they was smart bulbs. I'm not recognizing the brand. I'm like, why is this looking so much? All of my word, girl. reading time, then bedtime. So I have my new favorite. This is the sparkling water that I bought a couple of vlogs back. It's so good. It's so refreshing. This is probably this is definitely the grapefruit. So I just want to eat my food and tell you good night. Look at that steam, yo. I'll show you later. Good morning, guys. It's Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Happy Friday. So I'm heading into the office. It's short Friday. I'm going to take my short Friday today. So I am going to be finishing work by 2 p.m. And I checked the weather this morning. I said it's going to have like a little rain and it might be cooler. So I decided to wear my fall sweater that I only get to really wear when I'm in New York, and these jeans and these kitten heels. I'm gonna get my nails done as well today. I am trying to decide if I want to go with something multicolored or something jeweled. Multicolored might be what I go with, but the thing with me and very extra designs, I will get very bored of it, especially if it's not versatile and complementing every outfit. So I don't know, when we get to the salon we will see. And you can see here I am still finishing off that book on dementia. It is an easy read. Why am I taking so long with it? Is because I feel like I had enough. The knowledge is good, the information is good, but I just feel like coming from reading so much of the classics for such a long time, that type of style, easy kind of style of writing and storytelling and not having like a plot and that type of thing, is a challenge for me right now. But I want to truck through and finish this weekend. Okay, so let's go. The bag is still in existence. Yeah, let me just go grab some medication and head out that door. So this is the fit. Cute, sweating all ready. I hope this is a good life choice. Okay, so don't judge me, but I think I'm gonna head back to Standards. It's the last day before they close down, and I believe they are going to make the announcement soon. But sorry guys if you all missed out, because this vlog will be coming out much after the sales. But I think I'm gonna go back, definitely not to Grand Bazaar, but I'm going to go to Mount Hope on my lunch break to see if I can grab a TV. So the customer service was amazing. I got to deal with the same young lady that I would have dealt with on Wednesday. She's still kind of sad. For whatever reason, probably just frustrated. And I bought a TV. My thing is, get the savings now. You know? That's what I'm telling myself. Get the savings now instead of waiting and having to pay full price for a TV that I need anyway. So now there's a queue waiting. I am waiting in line. So all the cars have to come to the back and you have to wait in line Okay, so he's moving and he's gonna go up to have them do the final processing of your order. And the rain is about to fall. I can't believe we're saying goodbye to standards. Nails time. About it. Yes. Yeah. Oh, there's a light. Love it. Let's do it. Okay. So I got the TV, y'all. Let me fix you guys. Just shaking. So I got the television, guys. It is an RCA. Don't ask me if that's a good brand. I don't know. It was on sale. It was 35% off. I believe it would have been like $4,500. With the discount applied, I got it for like $3,000, like 29 something. And it's a 50-inch. So for what it's worth, I think I came out pretty well, because if I waited a few months, I would be buying a full-size TV. I'd be buying a television, sorry. I'd be buying a television at full price. And what's the fun in that when you can save now? You know? But the streets of Trinidad, guys, let's get into it. It is chaos and absolute madness out there. Traffic everywhere. Pharmacies are rammed to capacity. Groceries are rammed to capacity. Toilet paper is flying off of shelves. Guys, Trinidad is under extreme panic right now because of this whole US Venezuela buildup. And all of this is because people have believed the fake news that President Donald Trump has announced that he is going to launch an attack on Venezuela. Guys, we too big for this. We are too big for this. No political superpower like the United States of America is going to announce to their enemies what they are going to do as it relates to war. So if you see a release like that coming out from a news house, it ain't true. Nobody announces that they're gonna break into a house. Hey, I'm gonna break into a house. Nobody does that. We too big for that. But yet, you know, that this has been circulating all over the media. People have been resharing things, just looking at titles, not fact checking, not reading the story, because you understand that a lot of these media houses use lines to sensationalize and create clickbait, but we don't read anymore. So other persons have fallen for that, and there is chaos everywhere. There's chaos everywhere. Our prime minister has come on and said there's nothing to be worried about. One journalist asked, you know, what has been put in place in terms of, you know, protection of our local assets as relates to military. That's the dumbest question I ever heard. Like, what is she supposed to say? Come out and say the plans? But I did say, and I was sharing this with different people, different groups this week. I said, guys, fact check everything. Be alert in terms of the decisions you have to make, and make sure they are based on fact, and you making analytic assumptions, right? And I said to my friends and those who I was discussing with, I said, look at the crumbs. No government is going to come and say, hey guys, this is what we plan to do. But you get the clues from the crumbs. And I said, look at the crumbs. The US has authorized the biggest and most powerful warship in their arsenal to come to the Caribbean. That is the USS Gerald. Not a warship, it's a carrier warship. On that carrier warship, you tend to have planes, ammo, weapons of destruction, and also, like, this particular warship has 4,700 lives or 3,700 lives or something like that on it, right? To move that from that side of the world, the eastern side, so I think it was in the Mediterranean, to the Caribbean, is not going to be on a whim. So this was the crumb that I was watching. you are going to assess the cost it takes to move this ship. You are going to make an assessment based on risks. You are going to let your strategists look at the impact in terms of what intelligence is saying. So you're going to look at intelligence, you're going to look at risk, you're going to look at cost. After these strategists and these analysts would have looked at these things, and I'm sure host of other things because I'm not any military professional. But after they've looked at those three main things to me, and if the answer is still yes, head your tail from the Mediterranean or wherever you are to the Caribbean, it means that you mean business. So when I saw that Mr. Gerald was heading to the Caribbean Sea, that crumb, like there were other crumbs to me, but that crumb, I said to them, I said, guys, if they don't believe me now because they're like, I'm always considered the extremist. And I take that. I'm considered the extremist. I understand. But I said, okay, you don't believe me, you don't think. But no government is going to move power like that for nothing or on a whim. It's going to be strategic. And the sign that we are going to see, the other major crumb, is that we are going to hear that our active military has been called. Everyone in the active, who's active and in the military, is going to be called to the bases within the next few days. And I started to keep ears on the ground. I was asking from people, you know, people in the Coast Guard, in military, whatever, army, whatever, because I was looking at the crumbs. Within a few days of me saying that, today, it was announced that all active militaries to report to their bases by 6 p.m. today. But I'm the extremist. I am just looking at the crumbs, and I'm encouraging you guys to look at the crumbs because the news will always be filled with things that are not fact-checked. It will be filled with propaganda. Even leaders are not going to come and share what is the plan. That is dumb, that is stupid. But if you really need to know and you need to have some level of preparedness beyond you praying and talking to the Lord, you look strategically and analytically. You look analytically at the crumbs. You're not going to be given the whole loaf and said, hey, this is what's going to happen. So, crumbs I am currently looking at for me, it's not what is said on the news, not what is said by the Minister of Homeland Security that our military was called out to deploy to Jamaica for Jamaica relief or all the other different reasons. So I'm not looking at that. Me, because if you are good at your job in security, you're not going to let people know too much in advance of what is going on because it's going to cause and create panic, and it's going to leak to whoever you are doing your counteraction on, right? Crumbs at me. This is my opinion. This entire vlog has been my opinion. My opinion on what is happening with standards in terms of me believing that they are closing down. My opinion as it relates to what is happening in my region right now. I have decided the next crumb that I'm looking at is flight departures and who might be on those departures. If sons of the US soil who are in Trinidad and Tobago have decided to send their family out of this land within the next few days or have done already, that you see that crumb for me, that's the crumb that me I am looking at.